Hi LinkedIn, welcome again to another episode of Tom Talks. I have with me today 2018's MVP and LinkedIn CSO, Hannah Lumsden. Welcome Hannah.
Thank you so
for
much.
volunteering to speak to me today.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for bigging me up so much as well.
No problem. You're more than welcome. So the idea of today is before Hannah ever came to LinkedIn, she had experience working in the recruitment industry. And really I just wanted to have a chat and see what your ideas are, what your thoughts are on where recruitment was as opposed to where it is now, and I suppose how LinkedIn has helped really evolve recruitment today.
Sure, absolutely. So just to give some background, as Tom has said, my background prior to LinkedIn was recruitment. So I think I came to LinkedIn with about 3 years of recruitment experience. My initial experience would have been in a very small boutique sort of headhunting type staffing agency. And then I moved on to one of the larger staffing agencies here in Dublin, with the last year of that being actually on site with the clients. So I suppose any of you that know me as well, I say this to all of my clients, but I've used LinkedIn in the very same way that, all of you guys that are watching today are using it as well, to source for candidates and from business development perspective as well. So I can see a big change in terms of how we're kind of using the tool, how recruiters are using the tool in general. And I don't think it's just because I now know so much more about LinkedIn and the power of it and what it can do, but I think there has been a shift in general with regards to the recruitment landscape today.
Okay, now you don't need to name names, and I'm curious. So when you initially started out in recruitment, was LinkedIn your go-to tool, or did you use other services?
LinkedIn, yeah, absolutely. So there was a number of different things that we used, job boards. There were other kind of platforms as well that we used to source for candidates. I actually worked in multilingual sales recruitment, so I was trying to find, Swedes and Germans to come and move to Dublin. So we used some of those kind of local sites as well. But LinkedIn would have been the main tool, and it was kind of the most highly sought after tool. So not everybody would have had access to it, but the ones who would have had access would have been like the better recruiters and the ones who kind of knew how to use it properly.
Yeah.
So it was one of the main tools, but not the only one.
Okay, and now that you've moved to the dark side, I suppose.
Yes.
In terms of where LinkedIn is today, as opposed to where we used to be, and if you think about other service providers, really, what's the key advantage here with LinkedIn, and what is our differentiator? What excites you in recruitment today with LinkedIn?
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty basic thing, but I think just in terms of the way the recruitment landscape in general is progressing, I think globally, not just even within Europe, it is becoming more about being kind of a full 360 kind of consultant to your clients and to your business partners. And where I can see the value that LinkedIn is bringing that I don't really see on other platforms maybe as much is with regards to kind of what we call here talent intelligence or data.
Yeah.
So through our platform, and the platform is growing every single day, there's more and more members joining, we can actually ascertain so much information with regards to the recruitment landscape for a specific market, for a specific industry, for a specific talent pool. So that's where I see that the tool has really developed since I was using it a few years ago.
Yes.
To today. I kind of wish I had access to that and that recruiters have now today when I was sourcing.
Yeah, it's a good point. I like that whenever I'm doing talks like this or workshops, I always call it actionable insights. It's actionable data.
Yeah.
It's real data you can actually use. Whether or not you use it is your choice, but it's there to position yourself front and center to the clients or your partners, or if you have a requisition open, the data is there for you to strategically approach those people. Yeah. We can tell you pretty much everything you need to know, then it's up to you to use that information to your advantage.
And I think from my perspective, just to add to that point as well, it's enabling recruiters to become less transactional. When I think back to how I was as a recruiter, and I think I was a pretty good recruiter, but it was very transactional at times. We use LinkedIn to find candidates. If the phone number was there, you call them. If not, you send them an email. But that was kind of where the conversation stopped on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Whereas now with Search Insights, you're able to ascertain more information with regards to, talent pools, where you can go and look for people, where people seem to be leaving, companies people seem to be joining. And then with our newer product, Talent Insights, you're able to kind of become more of for those of you that are in staffing, of course, become more of a consultant for your clients by sharing kind of talent pool information with them.
Interesting, yeah, very good, excellent. I suppose then, if I could sort of end on this note, in terms of LinkedIn and the future, where we're going, what excites you, and where do you see LinkedIn in the years ahead?
I don't see it kind of slowing down anytime soon. I think the most exciting part for me, and I suppose for you as well, Tom, working here, is that we see so much growth. The product is evolving the whole time. From a recruitment perspective, I think it is going to become kind of a 360-degree platform that recruiters are using all day, every day. to engage with candidates from a business development perspective, all of that, everything you'll be able to do on the platform. And I suppose if we go back to the acquisition by Microsoft a couple of years ago, I think the product itself is going to become even more, exciting and interesting, and there's going to be more kind of interesting integrations coming too. So yeah,
excellent.
The only way is up.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Until next time, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
That's all, folks.